own voice, and I couldn't recognize it. That's why I cried. Because I got to the place where not only did I not know the world, I didn't even know myself. I didn't even know my own voice. And I wonder how many people, they got degrees, they got accolades, they got success as the world would count it, but they lost their voice. Committed to getting in something that they said that they would change. I'm going to change my environment. I'm going to change the world. And then they got there and it changed them. And I've just come really to share from the depth of my experience about not losing yourself in the race to be something that perhaps you were never created to be. So in my faith tradition, we are taught that it is written that we are not to be conformed to this world. Conformed doesn't mean we don't commune, it doesn't mean we don't associate, it doesn't mean we don't love, we don't reach out, but we are not to be conformed to the pattern of this world system, but to be transformed. It is so easy to conform. It's so easy to go along and get along and just say, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and I'm gonna be in this job. I know I hate it. They know I hate it. Everybody around me knows I hate it, but I'm gonna just try to figure it out. And in the fight to carry the dream, it is so easy. It's like every year something else comes up and we're so connected, and then we got the headphones on and we're on the subway and we're in our own zone and we're listening to the music, and then we go to the office and we turn on the computer and we're plugged in and it's emails and it's Microsoft Outlook, and they're buzzing us on all these different IM messages. Then we come home and then we get a little bit of time, we eat, we're with loved ones, we do whatever, and then before we go to bed, we're scrolling back through to see pictures of people and liking them, people we'll never meet, people that some of them don't even like us, but and we're connected with everything except for us. I was with my mother the other day, and her arm was, I said, "Look, your arm okay." Oh no, somebody's calling me on my watch. We're so connected to everything but us. And I wonder if, and social media is a great thing, and all these things are wonderful things in their place, but I wonder if we have become an entire society that's plugged into everything out there and nothing in here. And so we get older and we go through the rat race of life, but never really connected to who we are. One quick story, and then I'm going to share 3 things about not conforming, and then I'm going to open it up for questions. So when I was younger, I grew up in Baltimore. How many people live in Baltimore before? Okay. I hope you had any crabs. Excellent. Okay. You do. Oh my God. Everybody else said the two. I could not shake that accent. But so one of my favorite things as a kid to do was go to the circus. I love the circus. Now the animal folks got a hold of it and you can't do the circus anymore. But before you could do the circus, and I love over the top stuff. It's the cotton candy, it's the lights, especially when they had the under the big top. I don't know if y'all ever seen that. That took the circus to a whole nother level. And so one of the most interesting things to me was the lion. The lion that would go through the hoops, the lion that had the little hat on, being on a little leash. One case, I swear I saw the lion, I think it was like on like a little tricycle. And from my vantage point, sitting in the audience, it was like a big cat. We had a cat at home, it was a cat in the circus. Because it was so, it was a little trick thing. And then I had the opportunity to go overseas. And I saw a lion in its natural habitat. I was like, this can't be the same thing. If you have never seen natural habitat, it is something spectacular to behold. It's the reason why it's called the king of the jungle. The elephant's bigger, the rhino's stronger, the cheetah's faster, but it is the roar of the lion. It makes leaves on the trees shake. thinking, it's no way that what I saw in the circus as a kid is the same thing here. How could one creature be so different based on environment? How do you get the lion to act like a cat and to dumb itself down and to do these little tricks? So clear to me. It's because you teach a lion that it's not a lion. And it is conformed to its environment so much, it doesn't even know what it is. And it's being controlled by things that it should be controlling. Going through the hoops of life to applause the people that mean it no good. Because all applause ain't good applause. And what happens is, because the lion in captivity was born in captivity, it thinks that what it has known its whole life is right. It thinks that what is normal is right. And I wonder how many of us are lions playing like a cat. Because it's been so normalized. Oh, that's just how my family is. We're told these things at an early age. That's just how it's going to be. You know, nobody looks like you can do that. Wait, no, you can't get paid doing that. You need to come up with another dream. And we carry all of these things. And we come to a place like Europe, and we come to a place where finally someone believes in our dreams and believes in our visions, and they're pushing us, and they're teaching us, and they're training us. But because we have held on to the conformity of the past, we're still trying to fit somewhere we never should be. So 3 things about how do we not conform? Because it's easy to say, but how do we really come to this place? The first thing is, know who you are. Now, I'm not, the biggest fan of Shakespeare. I don't know too much about Romeo and Juliet and all this, but I'll tell you this, one thing he said that I appreciate: to your own self be true. I wish I could pretend as if I had this going on my whole life. I'm 34. If I knew this at 25, I would have missed a lot of dark places in my life. Because it's so easy to just really not know who you are. Oh, you know who you've been told you are. You know what people want you to be. How many people in here first generation? Let's say going to college, for instance. Okay. I won't even ask you to raise your hand. First generation, maybe breaking the cycle of criminalization or doing something else in your family. And that's a good thing, but sometimes what happens is people put these dreams on you. And can I be honest? It was not even meant for you. And so, how do we become to know who we are? One way is to know what you're not. The first job I had at a law firm, I remember, I heard a lot of people say corporate law, they said, it sucks your soul and all this other stuff. I was like, yeah, right. When I did the interview and they said you'll get paid $3,100 a week, I said, okay, you said a week? Okay. I'm gonna love it already. I'm gonna figure this thing out. And I remember I'm in it, and it's just like I can't do it. I was trying. And I did it for 3 different summers because I figured if I changed firms and moved cities, that feeling of emptiness would go away. You have to pay attention to when you know you don't fit somewhere. I have one partner, really successful, phenomenal woman. She comes to me and she says, Darrell, you're charismatic and people like you, but none of that matters here. It only matters how well you write. And I think she was saying that in one way to encourage me to shift my focus. But in my mind, all she did was confirm to me, that's why I don't belong here. I cannot try to make myself fit somewhere I was not designed to be. Pay attention to what you're not. Pay attention to when you just realize it just doesn't feel right. I'm trying, I can't do it. And that feeling of emptiness, pay attention to that. Because it's not that it's something wrong with you, it's that it's something that is locked on the inside of you. That until you get where you're designed to be, you never really fully recognize your potential. So you have to recognize who you are. You got to know who you are. You got to know what you have. I think so many times we focus on skills, and I think skills are good. You know, the first thing they say in the resume, tell me your skills. You know, and you go to the interview, what are your skills? I think skills. But I think there's something a little higher than skills, and that's gifts. See, there are some things that have been downloaded in you that cannot be taught. I mean, they can teach it to some level, but not the way that you have it. What do you have that you have dismissed? Have you considered that everything you need, you have? Not everything you want, not everything you want, but everything you need on the foundational level to receive the thing that's in your heart and to carry out the dream, you already have. I remember we went to Cali, we saw this tree. This tree was so big. It literally was a sequoia tree. You may have seen it on Google or something. They cut a hole in it and you could drive a truck through it. It's that big. And can you believe, bless you, can you believe that the entire tree came from one seed? Everything that the tree would become is in the seed. Why is it that no matter if you look at the embryo of an animal or the seed of a tree, every single thing that it would become was contained in the seed, and it's only humans, the only creation on earth that looks everywhere else for what we should know is right inside? What's the gift that you have that is going to provide the provision for you to be everything that you have in your heart to be? And it's not that obviously, I think formal education, degrees and accolades, all that stuff is nice. But if it never gets coupled with an unlocking of the gifts, then we have a lot of skills and a big resume, but we've never tapped into purpose.